Hello everybody and welcome back to the BallinCraig Estate map. I want to do a bit of flailing again today. We've got quite a few pieces of equipment which can do this. We have the hedge cutter slash flail or VERGE mower. We also have the, well, I'm calling it the Kubota because it looks just like a Kubota. Some people have said it's a different brand, but maybe the Kubota and another brand, whichever one it was, looks the same. Potentially, so I don't know, but I'm gonna, yeah, it looks like a Kubota, it's orange, it's good enough for me, and yes, it's pretty good looking as well. So that is another machine we have. The other thing which we could get, which I don't really want to, just because we've spent enough money already, is get the, I think it's called the Biobelts Flail. That is another option for us, but yes, as we have the out front flail and this flail, we should have enough. I think we have enough stuff, so we'll just see how we go. Anyway, what I was planning on doing was actually flailing around the field, but looking at it now, it might be better to do this with the out front, because otherwise we're going to be driving on the crop. I do want to use this as well, but probably over the far side of the map, because that needs to be flailed as well. We've done this piece down here, the road down there, but I only went up to the corner, so that is most likely going to have to be done again. So I will attempt this, just so I don't look like I'm giving up straight away, but I don't think we're going to be able to really sit it behind the tractor. It's going to be more, you know, to the side, which is what its intended use is anyway. So yeah, it's going to be pretty tricky, because it's all to the side, it's not really behind it at all. Yes, we could just do this piece here, but after that we're going to have to just use it as a VERGE mower, which, like I say, is the intended use for it anyway. So we're going to have to bring the flail, out front flail up here, which shouldn't be too tricky because it is only in the yard just down there. Oh, the trees are growing even more. That is very good to see. So, yep, a bit of a waste of time, but let's just fold that up. There we go, and that should somehow pivot. There we go. Taking out the fence as we do it, so that's good, that's very good. We're going to probably just put this to one side while we do the out front flailing, because it does need to be done still. It makes the road verge look much neater, and as we're waiting for the crops to grow, it gives us something to do. Look at that, we've done all of this area in just a few seconds with that machine. Very, very impressive. So here are our trees, and they're looking much better. It probably will get thinner, to be honest, down here, lower down, because all the foliage will be going up. So down the bottom here, it will all just be the tree trunks. But that'll make it easier for actually cutting around these trees, and to be honest, it does need to be done again. So if we do have some time, we could just flail around these trees for a second time. Okay, so here we go. We're off. We're zooming down the track at 13 kilometers per hour. But I really do like this field. Obviously, it's not really a grass field anymore. It is more like a woodland, but it looks good. Actually, we could do with just trimming this a bit. It does have this strange tendency to cut the grass to the right-hand side of it. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's just set a bit too wide. The actual working width. It's wider than the header or the flail. So there we go, down the road. Feels like a precarious thing to be doing, but you can get them road registered. I'm not sure I'd feel safe on it, but there we go. Oh look, this verge has grown back too. How annoying. That's another tricky position actually as well, just in here. We could do with the strimmer. There is a strimmer mod, and yeah, it would work really well. Does just about fit. Ooh, look at slide. Let's all go down the slide. This could turn into children's play area simulator. Although, to be honest, if I was a child and a play area only had one slide and nothing else, I'd be a bit disappointed. But this is working very well. Just try and get to the corners. There we go. This is actually our garden, I think. This is the lawn. I have really neglected it. It's saying something when you have to bring a flail in to cut your lawn. but a very effective job it makes. So we'll just do all of the areas we can get to. All the bins. No idea why I sound so impressed to see some bins, because to be honest, yes, they're not very exciting. Okay, that would do. And actually, if we go close enough to here, it should cut underneath the slide. Clever stuff. Very clever. Tiny bit left there, I suppose, if we can be bothered to do it. We couldn't be bothered for all the other episodes, so there's no real reason why we should be bothered today. There we go. At least it's a bit more presentable than it was. I go back onto first person view. Makes it much easier to get in and out of these tight areas. So yeah, what I wanted to do was basically just cut the headlands around the 2 fields which we're going to be combine harvesting very soon. It probably will grow back before we harvest, but at least it will have kept it down a bit. So it's basically just around field number 7 and field number 1, and then we'll be done. And then we have the road verge, which I mustn't forget. But we will be done for the fields. So there we go, that should be cutting. Yep, that's good. Just to neaten it up a bit. It distinguishes the edge and it stops the grass from growing to the crop. I'm not really too worried about going right into the hedgerow. Just neatening things up a bit. And I'm actually planning, if I have the time, to harvest these fields in a live stream. I'm hoping to. With a bit of luck, I will be able to do that. Oh, yuck. Weeds and thistles and stuff. It won't be cutting much of this down. But I'll keep going, and yeah, we'll get back to the gate obviously. It's doing a very good job. Much tidier. It's the little things which you have to do sometimes which make a big difference. I know a lot of farms actually do this in real life, in the UK at least. So there is a purpose to this. The only disadvantage, I suppose, is any wildlife in here would be destroyed because we're cutting it down. But that is why it's nice to leave some longer grass in some fields to encourage the wildlife. Now I think there's some tyres in here. It's really annoying when things get overgrown. I turn the flail off to go around here. And there we go, we're back at the gateway. And we've crashed into the gate. And we seem to have got stuck on it. I think I'll have to make that a note to myself. Make sure you close the gate before trying to cut around it. Otherwise you end up part of the gate. But that will do. That's much neater. Very fast job. And yeah, I think you'll agree. The field is looking better. So yeah, we'll just drive over to field number 1, really quickly do it, then jump into the fast track and get that sorted as well. There really isn't much to do. We won't do the verge down there because it's been done before. I wish actually you could change the growth rate for the different crop types. Now I'm sure you can do in the XML files, but just on the in-game interface for the options, it's just an overall crop growth speed, which is good. It's good that you can do it. It's just, if it could just be elaborated a bit more, that would be perfect. Here it is, crossing a field which I don't think we even own. No, we don't. Field number 3. So this is our wheat or barley field. Looking like a very nice crop. That's the issue with not owning field number 3. But hopefully, the majority of the field we can cut. All done. So that crop is actually ready to harvest, so the grass won't have grown by the time we do harvest it, which I would say is either in the next video or in the next stream, whichever comes first. Finding the time is always tough, but I'm definitely going to try and do a stream very soon. In fact, yes, I have to make sure this video goes out on the right day so that I don't do the stream before this video. That would be weird. That would be very weird. You'd sort of go back in time to see this video. So yes, we'll put this away in this yard now. We can hopefully fit it in one of our storage sheds. Which storage shed? I suppose we've only got one, haven't we? These are all animal stores. Yeah, it's got sheep in it. So it has to go in this building at the end here. Or the workshop. Yeah, we could put it in the workshop. It's just as good. There we go. Fantastic. Were there any modifications for that? I don't think there was. Oh, there was. You can have steering wheel or handles. So it's basically turning it to a sort of zero turn. It's called a zero turn. However, pretty sure, although it can turn really tight, I'm fairly sure it can't turn like dead on the spot like a zero turn sort of thing would do. Like I said before, I always call it an out front. Don't know, it might turn on the spot. It depends how tight its steering is. I would have thought there would be a bit of a circle in the middle, but I can't really say for sure. Anyway, yes, that's all very good. Let's head over to where the yard is, the other yard, and we will begin. We actually have 3 yards. I created one. This is one, and we have the one we're going to in a minute, which I believe is full of fertiliser. Many people did point out that it was already full of fertiliser, and I bought more. So, not to worry. I can always use it in the future. It would be nice to own some more fields, I suppose, because we've always been in the same fields. The only problem is we are going to be finishing the series fairly soon, so yeah, finding the time to buy a field and work in it will be pretty tough. Unless we extended the series, but my intention was 40 episodes, which I think is pretty good anyway for a map of this size. It's not a very big map, but it's been so good that I've kept it going. A map of this size, to be honest, I probably only usually do about 25 episodes, so that's saying something. Okay, so we'll just unfold this, and I'll have to remember how we do it. That's right, there we go. We have to be on the wrong side of the road just because it's set up for a European road. We don't have the front weight on today actually, but we should be fine without it. So let's get cracking. Plenty of signposts about, and these bollards which we have to keep lifting up over. Otherwise there's going to be some tremendous noise of the flail flailing it. Absolutely ripping it all to shreds. It's not working. Not low enough. Yeah, that's good. I know the previous flailing video I did, a lot of people loved it, so I think what I'll do is the time-lapse, the same as what I did before, and it should look pretty impressive. It is great fun doing this sort of thing. I enjoy it. In fact, this is not a bad place to do a screenshot. Okay, so there we go. That is all done, and I'm just going to head back and show you exactly what I have done. You probably saw in the video there that it was flashing up with the error message, you do not own this field, so really I should buy every field, which we're going to flail around. But no, that is still an improvement to the road verge, looking much neater. So, yep, that is another job done with the fantastic Ferri. Ferri flails do seem to be very good. In fact, I'm actually considering getting one in real life. Not one of these, an offset, offset flail mower for a compact tractor. So yeah, nice thing, very nice. Right, so we'll take this back over to the yard. I suppose we could take it to the yard where the out front flail came from, because that one isn't as full. In fact, I think it's pretty much empty. So that's quite a good place for it to go to. The other thing I'd like to do is just give the cows and the sheep a bit more food. It might just be the cows, because yeah, the sheep are probably okay. So put this in here. Possibly keep the tractor attached to it. Might be using it again very soon. There are many uses for a flail. Almost. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we've totally transformed this field. Looks so different to what it used to. Quite a few people say, why don't you concrete the dirt that you've put in front of the shed? And to be honest, I don't think you can use the ground modification on the dirt, because it's actually considered a crop type. So yeah, it's not like modifying the ground as such. There we go. Kind of stuck on there, but it will do. So we have a right mess here. As it's been mentioned before, the Tableman's mod would be good, but as the rest of the yard is such a mess now, there's absolutely no point, because it'll still be a mess. So we're just going to have to keep it going without the table manners. But yeah, next time, for the next map that we do, I'll definitely put it on, because it is much easier keeping them clean. Because it's not like it's muck or anything, it's not like manure which is being dropped and you have to clear it up. It is just the food which is escaping from the trough. So yeah, I don't really want to keep doing it. It is much easier just to get the game to eliminate it completely. And it looks much better too, because I get quite a few comments saying what a mess your yard is, and I think it's referring to this. Although the vehicles are a bit of a mess as well, but nowhere near as bad as the food. So much spilt food. Now if I do this in a certain way, you can actually get it to empty the bucket at the same time as filling it up, so it's going into the trough, which is quite a good approach. And the problem is, if you come out of the trigger, it starts to tip it back on the ground, which is no good. But that'll do. That'll do nicely. So we have definitely a load of silage that needs to come into here. And I did about 5 or 6 bucket loads of silage before, and it just disappeared straight away. Also water. But we'll do the food today, and probably the water in the live stream. Because even moving all this silage is a job in itself. Massive job. Oh, that's no good. Really, what we could do with is a conveyor belt running all the way from this shed to the trough. Because they need so much of it, it just needs to basically transfer everything in one go. Because although this is a big bucket, it's like a drop in the ocean. I'll just show you. Look at that. Look what that massive bucket load of silage has done. Just like a speck which you can barely see. So even if I do 10 bucket loads, it's going to be probably a fifth maximum of what they require. In fact, we'll try it. We'll do 10 bucket loads, and we'll see how much of that filled bar is actually filled. So this is bucket load number 2. Only 8 more to go. I think that was 10, possibly more. Does anybody else find that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you sort of go on to autopilot? It's weird. But yes, that has managed to fill it up. 2, probably pushing it, but you could just about say a third. Just over a quarter. Don't know, not much, but that is still almost 40,000 litres, which is an awful lot of silage. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's something. They have something at least. They do need the water, like I say. We've actually run out of straw. We might have to buy straw. Although, yes, we'll be getting straw from these fields up here for number 1. Because this is, like I say, it's wheat or barley. I think it's wheat. We can check. It is, yeah. So we've got wheat in field number 1 and 7, and then we've got the potatoes down in field number 11, which I think is doing pretty well. I think it is. We'll take a look. Just down here. Ah yes, they look ready. I would say they are ready. They've all died off. So that's another job which is probably going to have to be done in a live stream. Not necessarily the next one, the next live stream, but it is the best sort of job for it. That's all grown back. So we should actually see on here as well. Remove tops. There we go. Ready to harvest. That's been ready for ages by the look of it. And yeah, growing. I'll just double check to make sure that we don't have withering. Good. Perfect. Okay, well I think we're going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.